So I'm back in the shop. I am going to cut this piece of plywood off. I'm going to cut it twice. I'm going to have two sections of this at 24 inches by 48 inches to cut out the sides, the fronts and backs of the drawers for the cabinet I'm building in the kitchen. Let me get it set up so you can watch. Gotta come over here, probably gonna be in your way to do this, but I gotta cut the rest of it off here. And we're through. Okay, that being done, take this one off, set it over here. Take this one, sit there, don't move. And we'll set this one out of the way for now. Now I need to make another slice off this. Let's measure it one more time to make sure. "24, 27 half, 7.5. All right, we're gonna make a second cut and get this sheet out of the way. And we're done with the saw. Putting this away. And let's take this clamp off. Set this aside. And we got our second cut. Two sheets right next to each other. Take this one off. Now, fun part. Need to put this back in the way. So I can go put this away. Oh, hi there. I'm back in the shop again. Today, I'm going to be working on the drawers for the kitchen cabinet I'm building for Donna. I got the piece of plywood up here on the table saw. Let me get you set up and we'll start cutting off those 6 3/4 inch strips. So first off, the depth of the drawer box is 24 inches deep, so I can't make the drawers 24 inches deep. I cut it wide because it gets this frilly stuff on here with using the skill saw, or the circular saw. So I need to cut off about an inch to make the drawers 23, maybe 23.5 inches. So first I'm going to trim a little bit off this edge, a little bit off that edge, and then we will start cutting off our 6 3/4 inch strips. Saw's ready to go. Except for I gotta bring the blade up. We have a little bit of tear out, but not nearly as bad as what the skill saw did. Circular saw did. All right, I gotta set it back up to the other size so I can cut the other one down to size. This is the edge I cut. This is the factory edge. Factory edge is pretty square to this end, so we're going to cut to that. So this is the square end, this is the square side. So first off, we're going to pull this back over here. Now we're going to clean up this other edge at 23.5, just like I did the other side. Now that we have that done, and we have our square edge, I'm going to cut these at 6 3/4. Get this out of the way from this. I set that up. But I'm going to go slightly long on the first cut so I can clean up the other edge. I'm going to cut the first one at 6 3/4 with an extra 1/16. And I need my push stick here. Alright, so we have our cleaned up edges. And we already have 2 of our 8 that we need. Now I need to turn these over and trim them down to there. That's going to be, I think, 2 of the backs right there. Yeah, that's going to be my 2 backs, or 4 backs I need. Now, all right, make sure it's right now for the rest of them. Yes. Alright, now we need to cut 8 pieces off this to the correct size, not shorter like I need for the end of the drawers anyways. So we're going to set this up. We're going to cut 8 of these. Now I need 4 fronts. Those are going to be the backs. I need 4 fronts that'll be a little bit wider because they're tall like the rest of the drawer. You'll see why later. But right now I need to go do a trial fit and measure. So we'll be right back. I need to cut a section off here at 11 7/8 to make the fronts and the backs. So right now I have it set at 12 inches. So I can get rid of that rough edge. Now we're going to set it to 11 7/8. We're going to cut off this edge. All right. It should now be 11 7/8 wide. And it is. Now I need to cut them at 6 3/4 length. Taking into account the first cut's going to be squaring off, getting rid of this edge. Make sure it's the right width. Bring this back up, let's cut 8 more. Do this, blow off all the dust out of the groove. The right width. So that is my 8 drawer slides and 8 drawer backs and fronts for the 4 drawers. I need 2 sides for each drawer, 2 backs and 2 fronts. Those are the 2 fronts and backs. The next step is I got to put a groove in the bottom of those wide enough to put in the panel for the bottom. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do what they call a slip-in style or a build-in style. Slip-in style is easier because you can build the cabinet and then slide the panel in at the end and then clamp it all up. Put a screw in the back to keep it from sliding out, and it's replaceable that way. We'll come back in a little bit and I'll do the setup for the grooves, and we will get the grooves cut. All right, I'm back in the shop. Next step up is the backs of all of the drawers need a groove in there to fit the bottom of the drawer. So I'm going to be setting up the table saw to do that, and then we will cut in one on this one here to test it. And we will then cut a groove in the back of every piece that I just cut a minute ago. So let me get that set up. So we got to lower the blade down. I have to get down here. Here. I know there's a knob here somewhere. There we go. I think that's going to do it right there. Now, the other thing, I need to have a scrap piece to test on. So with my blade set up and tight, I'll turn the saw back on. The first cut I want to be is 1/2 inch from the bottom. I'm going to try it right there to see what it does. In our dust collection, I like it. So now I need to run all the way to those. The inside surfaces, which is, all right, we're going to do the first run through this. Then we'll do these, and then I have to do the second run through after I adjust the sight height on that one, the width. Okay, that's our first groove cut on every one of those. Now we get to do these. Yay, fun. That's it. Okay, we're gonna run this one again. Let me go see how that fits. We have that done. Lock this down. We can run all these back through again. Run 4 of these through the same way. The other ones I cut all the way through. Now these 4 are going to be the backs. So this whole groove needs to come off. I just ran them through, it doesn't really matter. So now I got to set the table height with the saw blade up to go cut through. Make sure we're not going to hit anything. Okay. Cut these ones through. Turn it around and cut it off at 23 3/4. Now I have 2 of them at 23 3/4. Need to cut them at 12 15/16 wide. We just cut that one, so now we're going to cut the rough edge. All right, there's a scrap piece. Now, let's do a dry fit on this. Not bad. Perfect. All right, let's cut the rest of them to that. And then it's on to assembly. Actually, it's on to sanding. I have to sand all the insides and finish them first. That'll be tomorrow. This one's good. Hey, wait a minute. I'm supposed to do 4 drawers, wasn't I? Oh, there's 4. Okay. Dead spider. And we're going to start assembling these drawers. I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm going to take my time. I'll probably only show you putting one together, and then we'll go up and we'll install them after I get all 4 of them done. So what I'm doing is I'm clamping one in here, and then I butt this one up till it's tight to this one, and then I clamp it because it's on the inside. Once it's tight, I make sure it's flush, and then I clamp, make sure this one's flush. Once this one's flush, I can unclamp this one, put glue on it, turn my fan on. Slide it back in, slide it back up, clamp it in place, and then I get my nail gun and red nail it. Then we can unclamp it. This one will go like this. So we get that lined up like we want it. Let's take this one loose, glue, glue cleanup. I don't normally glue things on my table saw, but it's pretty flat. nail gun that we so conveniently threw on the floor. Around before I throw a nail on the inside of my accident. These are not ideal for this. They make a smaller set, but I don't have it yet. Never hopeful. All right, this one's the last one. I really need to put something up here for the glue. All right, this one goes in like this. Let's get some glue on both edges. I think I'm going to clamp this one too. All right, that's the box glued up. Now, you take one of these, figure out which side's the inside. Find out where we have room to do this, and we don't have room here. So there's a groove here, and I just slip that into the groove. And get it straight. And get this on the floor for a minute, and I'll show you when I get it up here. All right, now that we have it halfway in, it just slides down in. Until we get down to the bottom. I left them a little long. I can always trim that off later. That was the goal. Now, to secure that, I laid it down like this with a straight edge. Doesn't have to be too straight, just straight enough for a line for pencil mark. I can do one of two things. I can either screw it, or I can nail it. If I nail it, it's pretty much permanent. But I brought screws. I'll put two screws in it. One about right here, and one about right here. We have one drawer done. One down, 3 to go. So I'm back in the shop. I got the 4 drawers completed. I just now have to sand the edges and any uneven parts, just miscellaneous like finish sanding, and then I need to get some finish on them. Don't know what I'm going to use for finish yet. Probably a spray-on polyurethane. I have to go buy some because I don't think I have any. So I will go get some of that at Home Depot sometime today or tomorrow and get these drawers painted, finished, so that I can get them installed. So I'm back in the shop. The drawers are all done. They have a finish on the inside. I need to put these rails on the side of these, and then I got to install them in the cabinet upstairs. So let me get this done and I'll show you how I do this. So to keep everything level with the very bottom here, I just take some pieces of wood and I strap them onto here like this. It gives me a stop at the end here. It gives me a stop at the end so I don't go too far. I clamp this one on the corner so I don't go down too far. And it also keeps me right snug to the bottom. And since the rail's really long, I strap another one on down here. Then I take my rail and my screws, and there it is. Keeps it nice and flush to the bottom. Got 3 screws and my drill. And while I'm holding it down, I put a screw in right there. Got to get it nice and centered so that isn't lifted up. Then another one down at this end on the same slidey part. And so it doesn't slide forward or backward or up or down, I put another one in the round hole here. And that's all there is to it. Now I'll get the one done on the other side. I'll get the other 4 drawers done, and then we'll get up there and install them in the cabinet. All right, and that's all there is to it. I'll get the one installed on the other side the same way. I'll do the other 3 drawers, and then I will go up and we'll install them in the cabinet upstairs. Okay, we're putting the glides in on the cabinet. And the way I do it is I put a piece of wood here to space it out to the right size. I butt it up against a piece of wood here. I hold it in place, take my drill, and we just put a screw in. Once we have that one in, we can get one in towards the center here somewhere. And it's just rinse and repeat. I got to get one more in the back. The camera's in the way right now, so I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to finish putting these in, and I will show you when I get all the drawers and install them. And now it's time for the install of the drawers into the cabinet. So that's it for this video. I got the cabinet drawers installed, built in the cabinet, and they are usable at this point in time. The last part of this video is I'm going to be making the drawer faces. We're thinking something along this type of design, where you have a raised panel with your rails and stiles. This is my front door. It won't be as ornate as this. But that's what we're thinking about doing. It's possibly that, or like my bike room has that little cabinet down there where it's a rail and stile with a flat panel. So this would be just flat. Anyway, that's up to for Donna to decide and see what she wants to do there, and we will get with it and get on it and get that done. And that way we can close this one project completely out. I don't know if that'll be the next video or a few videos away, because I still got to get some wood for that. I don't have what I need for that, and I will have to go get some. So anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified when new videos come out. And as always, keep watching. Thanks.